Good morning, ladies and mostly gentlemen, I'm Vinny B. And yes, the drawings for the airbag trailers are done! So I'm making a short and quick video to present the plans, the updates I did on the design of the trailer. Yeah, I changed a lot of things on it. We're gonna talk about load capacity, time of build, budget, and so many other things. Quick short video I said, right? Yeah, right. Right, let's start with the design. Well, now how I see this thing. It's more like a prototype, a proof of concept, more than a final product. And it's really tongue heavy with the toolbox and the battery, the air compressor that are in it, and all that is on the tongue of the trailer. I mean, I learned a ton on this thing, so much that I will modify this one into a double axle. That was the plan from the beginning, but I will cut sections, shorten some parts, and many other things. I also read all your comments and tried to answer as many as I could, and a lot of you recommended the airbags from Slam Specialties. So I got in touch with them. They gave me some good advices for the geometry of the suspension, which really made sense. So they are now integrated into the final design, and I bought a pair of SS8 model 2 days ago. So they are on their way, and I hope to get them in time to do some testing for this video. So now the single axle has been shortened by a foot, making it a more standard 6x12 trailer with a center axle. The load capacity is around 2,200 pounds, and it's limited by the airbag lifting capacity and not by the load capacity of the axle. So putting a bigger axle won't change a thing. I'm using a 3,500 pounds axle with brakes. A lot of you commented that there's no brakes. Of course there's, but they are electrical. Another comment I had was to change the fulcrum.
A fulcrum is the point on which a lever rests or is supported and on which it pivots.
But I'm at the limits of the airbag stroke, being almost at the minimum height once deflated and close to the maximum workable height to get that up-down motions of 12 inches from the back of the trailer. So yeah, I can change the fulcrum. For the double axle, again being really standard, it's 6 by 16 feet. The load capacity is around 5,000 pounds. I'm saying around because it's an estimation. It will depend on the final weight of the trailer that you're gonna build, since it's lifting capacity minus the weight of the trailer equals load capacity. So yeah, it's around 5,000 pounds. Both single and double designs are included in one PDF at one price, as I promise. Why do I keep making promises? All gonna be in one price. I put a link downstairs if you want to have a look at it. The trailers are perfect for lawn tractor, side-by-sides, small cars, and somebody sent me an email telling me that he's gonna build one to tow some choppers. I mean, how awesome is that? So yeah, you can tow choppers with it, right? And it's a bit big for a motorcycle. It's gonna work. It's a bit big. Unless you want to tow 2 motorcycles, that's gonna be perfect. But if you're not afraid of changing things around in the drawing, you could make your own smarter version for a motorcycle. I might do that version one day, but for now I just don't know when. Alright, back to the drawings. It's a 28-pager. It's thick. Of course, I included all the DXF files for the laser cutted parts. I also designed another main swing arm, as I promised. Like, really? Again? Why do I keep making promises? That is built in a more traditional way, using tubing and square plates. These 2 versions are interchangeable, so pick and build the one you like the most. Also, between the single and the double, all the other parts aren't interchangeable too. You only have to refer to the bill of material to know how many parts you need, depending on the version you're building. And it's a perfect gift for the wife and even the kids. Creating memories. Oh, and don't worry, during the filming of this video, no kids were disappointed. I had some change laying around, and that always brings a smile to my youngest. Speaking of money, But how much are the plans? Well, I think it's a reasonable price of $5,000. I mean, $50, come on. For real, I think it's a fair price considering all the work that went into making them. The drawings are in both units, imperial and metric, but the thinking and the base of the design is made in imperial, since here in North America, we can only buy tubing that are in inches. Now for the skill level, it's a medium to hard project, not really for beginners. But I mean, if you have a lot of patience and the will to make a lot of efforts, well, everybody could get it done, eventually.
I also uploaded plans of my welding cart. It's a perfect project if you want to start welding and grinding steel. This 2-gas bottle welding cart has the smallest footprint of the world. And I've done zero research to claim that statement, but it's really perfect for small shops. If you want to have a look at it, link downstairs to my website.
It's gonna take you about 2 to 4 months to build, depending on the version you choose and the time you're spending on it. For the single axle, it took me about 2 months during evenings and weekends. But again, maybe you can do it faster. I'm filming it, and sometimes I could spend a lot of minutes on trying to get a good shot. So yeah, it will vary from a person to another. All right, what else? Yeah, oh yeah, a big one, the budget. Also, that may vary too, depending on which country you're living in. But for me, Canadian, for a single axle, without the electrical and air system, just the trailer, not even the winch, it costed me £2,200. Dollars. I mean, I'm not British. It costed me $2,200 US. And for the double, it should cost around $3,400 US. You can add an extra $500 for the electrical and air system that you're gonna choose. But again, that will also depend on which option you're going with. 12 volts, very basic, heavy duty, 110 volts. Oh, they're telling me that we just received the SS8 airbags. So let's go have a look.
Oh yeah. Oh, smell it, boys. Can you smell that rubber, guys? Oh, chunky. Now that's the good stuff. Oh yeah. All right, let's try it out. All right. D2600 SS8, or you can go with the RE8, which is pretty much the same thing, except it has aluminum plates in it. So we can easily feel the difference in the material they use. This one feels thinner, D2600. This one is rated max 100 PSI, so I was good with my 110 volt air compressor. But these guys are rated 250 PSI. If you go with SS8, maybe think about buying a 12 volt air compressor. Some of them can go as high as 150 PSI or even more. So maybe 12 volts will be the way to go if you want to crank up a bit the airlifting capacity from these guys. Alright, can't wait to test these out, so let's install them on the trailer. These are some of the modification I was talking about at the beginning of the video. But I will cut sections, shorten some parts, and don't worry guys, all these mods were made in the final design. I'm just updating my proof of concept trailer. Well, quick note guys, just before putting everything back together, something that I added later on after having a couple of days of rain. Just right here I added a drain hole, and I also did one at the bottom end right here. You can also put one at the corner right here, but for me I always store the trailer lower down, so all the water was getting at that rear end corner. So that's why I added these two drain holes. Alright, so let's put everything back together and see and see with this one how it's gonna lift, but I'm very confident that's gonna work. So I'm really pleased on how everything looks. The extra 3/4 inch that I had on the pivot top plate really makes a big difference to reach the maximum height. So I'm really pleased that I did the upgrade on that prototype trailer. But now the real challenge, guys, to put this one on this one. Alright, time to see if I change for the right airbags. Il y a de la visite chez ma voisine. Ben excité. That's 80. 90. Let's do 100. Hey! I've got 11 and a half. 11 and a half. Could have 200 pounds. Awesome. It works perfectly. I mean, look at it. All right. Back to you in studio.
Alright, that's it for me. I hope it was quick enough as a video. It actually took me a bit more time on the trailer than I was expecting. And I'm not talking about building it, but with the testing and the drawing.
And also to find a reliable place to sell it online.
And at the same time, I tried real hard to get the Smart Booza at the track. That was the main purpose of building that trailer. So on the next video, we're gonna see how it really went. And I failed. Yeah. But no, I'm not done yet. That will send me on a journey where I will need to conquer final challenges on the Smart Booza. So now I'm a fucking Viking with the... So yeah, with the Smart, I'm back on the drawing board. I still have a couple of things to design and integrate and conquer. Yeah, well, okay, alright, till then, go do something with your hands, your head, or both. See you guys.
The trailer has a spare tire, but it's got also a spare airbag. Ooh.